If you have social media, you're probably noticing that almost everyone you know is going on vacation somewhere in the few months around us right now. And as that happens, many of us have to have that traumatic experience of finding someone to care for our pets while we're gone. So I have a cute little story to share with you about that experience for one of my friends. Tim, who is combining both a vacation with a work trip, was going to be gone for a month. It's a really long time to leave your pet. And so he had asked his neighbor, Ron, if he would care for his cat, Fluffy. And Ron said, of course, I'd be happy to. So after a week, Tim calls Ron and asks him, how is Fluffy doing? And Ron, with a very somber and serious face, replies, she died. And Tim is just so taken aback and, well, my goodness, well, that was a hell of a way to tell me. You could have done that much better. And Ron says, okay, how would you recommend that I tell you? And Tim said, well, on the first time I called, you could have said, well, she's up on the roof and we're unable to get her down. And the second time I called, you could have said, well, we got her down, but she hurt herself. And the third time I called, you could have said, well, she was doing better, but now she's really not doing very well at all. And then the fourth time that I called, you could have said, we're so sorry, but she passed away peacefully in her sleep last night. Ron's like, I can see your point. I'll remember that when the situation arrives again next time. And then Tim says, okay, well, by the way, how is Mom? Well, she's up on the roof and we're having difficulty getting her down. In our theme of animals, a little girl was talking to her teacher in preschool. And the teacher had told her that it is practically impossible for a whale to swallow a person entirely because its throat is so small that a human being would not fit through the throat of a whale. The little girl said, well, my friend Bubble was swallowed by a whale. And the teacher, very irritated, again reiterated that a person cannot be swallowed by a whale. The little girl said, well, when I go to heaven, I am going to ask the vestigial of Bubble what happened. The teacher, completely angry at this point, says, what if Bubble went to hell? The little girl quickly responded, then you ask her. Back to you, Mr. Toastmaster.